Hi, I'm Jennifer Connell with Weichert Workforce Mobility's Advisory Services. Welcome to another episode of Let's Make Work Happen. And today we have a special episode because we want to talk today about our capabilities in our India office. I'm going to talk to a few of our members over in the region and looking forward to introducing our new Bangalore office and discuss what this means for our clients, their employees, and the future of mobility support in India. Weichert has long supported India mobility programs for more than a decade. The Bangalore office now represents an investment in local expertise and client support. Our clients will benefit from a combination of global consistency and local execution. So, as I mentioned, I'm going to be speaking to a few individuals, but today I would like to start with Avram Goldberg. Avram, how are you doing today?
Very fine. Thank you for having me, Jen. Very excited to be with you.
I know you are a star over in our APAC region, but for all of us listening today, could you give us a little bit of your role and your background and how you support the APAC region?
I'm the Senior Vice President across the APAC region, but primarily responsible for our client engagement and client relationship management activities, as well as for supporting the advisory services and consulting group from an APAC base, with Jane Everett based in Australia heading up our CX function across APAC, which is our service delivery frontline mobility advisors across now 5 service centers in 5 different countries, including India.
Wonderful. And I know we're going to be speaking with Jane in a few minutes. You both have a wealth of expertise. You're really underplaying. I've known you for a few years now, and I know that everybody's looking forward to hearing more from you about the research going on. We're going to have that in a future episode, future webinars. But I really want to jump right into this. You're really leading the charge over there. Why India and why Bangalore?
Well, pretty easy. I mean, India is and has been now for some time the fastest growing large size economy in APAC, which in turn is the fastest growing of all the global economy sub-regions. So by definition, India is basically a magnet for global business and has been functioning as such for the last 6, 7, 8, 9 years. India GDP growth is close to tracking China's amazing growth in the early part of its 30 to 35 year run. It's in the high single digits consistently now for close to a decade. India is also a long-established global technology services center, as well as in recent years, the leading location for what are known as global capability centers, or GCCs, which are very important organizations since they are basically massive company-owned regional or offshore hubs used to run key global operations like IT, engineering, data analytics. You have mega GCCs such as those for JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo, which can employ up to 40,000 people in one location. And India is currently home to 52% of all GCCs worldwide, and that continues to grow. Why Bangalore? Within all of this good news, Bangalore is home to 40% of the GCC's global capability centers in India. And Bangalore is already very well established, as the global technology and IT capital of India.
Why is India such an important market for our clients in today's mobility landscape?
Going back to the reasons just mentioned in terms of why India is becoming increasingly important economically, the sheer velocity and scale of growth. Particularly focused in the GCC area, which in turn is particularly focused on the IT and data analytics sectors, as well as India's already established lead in a wide range of IT services. There's just a ferocious demand for IT talent, which in turn is actually increasingly being considered as a attraction and retention tool in the IT sector.
Well, that's fantastic. And I would imagine this presents more opportunities for our clients. As you stated, significant advantages to having a local presence there. Can we switch over to our mobility partners? Because we've established a lot of our relationships with partners within the area. And when clients are evaluating their mobility partners, such as us, they often ask about geographic coverage and service delivery capabilities. How does our Bangalore office strengthen Weichert's overall global footprint, in your opinion?
I think ultimately it provides the assurance that Weichert is literally both grounded and invested in the fastest and most complex growth market in APAC, not to say the world. Never underestimate the complexity of India An in-country service center in India best positions us to help clients navigate their evolving mobility program challenges. Local Weichert talent combined with local Weichert supplier partner talent, which has been sourced by our cutting-edge regional supply chain function, combines in this vast market to better optimize employee experience or meet or even exceed individual customer and their families' expectations. Think about the fact that regardless of which one of the 98 destinations in India signees and transferees move to in 2025, we're far better positioned to actually support that kind of geographic spread within India by having the experienced team that we have put in place in India. We just add to that, the driver for the 98 destinations is another point that makes developments in India absolutely unique. As we already mentioned, the scale of relocation activity in India has just quantum leaped in the past several years. And crucially, in addition, it's actually domestic or intra-India relocation that has really taken off. So India is therefore now a high-volume global mobility market in every direction, inbound into, outbound from, which it has been for some time. But then crucially, and the accelerator growth sector in mobility is domestic. And a big driver for that growth in domestic is the GCCs that we talked about a little earlier.
It's amazing. And what differentiates successful mobility support in India as compared with other locations around the world?
Ultimately, local market complexities, in my view, comes out for differentiating India as a marketplace.
I would have to agree with you on the compliance aspect because it's something that is becoming more complex for global mobility all around the world. It's something that our clients really do appreciate in a true global mobility partner. And it's something that I think that they're going to come to rely on us quite a bit being in the region. India, as I've come to learn, is extremely complex and requires some sure footing in that area. So looking ahead, what does this investment signal about Weichert's commitment to clients operating in India and even the broader region?
It's an extension of what is now a very well-established fact that Weichert has an unparalleled commitment to the APAC region and our clients and customers in this part of the world. We have grown significantly and substantially in this region over the last 5 to 6 years, and that growth continues unabated. The trajectory of that growth is also steep. It is replicated in the trajectory and growth that is being experienced in India. India basically became for us no longer a maybe, but a must by virtue of the fact that it moved from being a maybe for many of our clients to becoming a must. I must be present, I must be in country, I must be participating in the opportunities there. And that's also why we opened up an office, not with, 1 or 2 people kind of speculatively, but we opened with a strong service team of 5 highly experienced mobility advisors headed by a highly experienced customer experience manager. So a team of 6 just out the gate. And I have absolutely no doubt that from that team of 6, we will doubtless continue to grow and grow rapidly as indeed India and mobility in India grows.
Thanks, Avram. Your perspective really does highlight why local presence matters in the India region. And now we're going to take a look at what that means for employees and the services we provide on the ground. I'm joined now by Jane Everett and Salim Ahmed. Jane, I was wondering if you could tell us about yourself.
Hi, Jane. Jane Everett. I am based here in Brisbane in Australia. And I am responsible for our customer experience across all of the Asia Pacific region. And specifically today, we're talking about the India team.
Thank you. And Salim, could you give us a little bit of your background, your role within the Weichert office?
My name is Salim Ahmad. I'm based out of Bangalore location, and I work as a customer experience manager. And I have 5 global mobility advisors working under me, and we, make sure that the mobility advisors are in touch with the assignees and, assist them on the entire relocation process.
Thank you very much. Jane, I'd love to start with you. I know clients often, they want to understand not only what services are available, but how they're delivered locally. Can you talk to me a little bit about what mobility services and support capabilities are available throughout our India operation?
Yeah, Weichert provides the full breadth of mobility services through India. It's a large market for domestic activity there. So we do both domestic activity, but also international and out of the country. So the actual services are exactly the same services as if you were in any other office at Weichert. But I think that the difference is that we do it with quite a depth of knowledge of how things work in India. So that's the difference there. One of the things to consider with India is it's not one location. It is such a diverse country, and there's a lot of difference between the cities and the region. So when you're moving people between cities, it's just as complex as perhaps moving internationally. So although the services or the mobility services capabilities is, as I said, exactly the same whether you're in New Jersey or you're in Bangalore, it's how you understand how you apply those services within the country.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because India is such a massive area-wise of a country and so many different cultures contained within. What are some of the unique considerations when delivering relocation benefits in India?
One of the most important considerations is housing, specifically within mobility is temporary housing. It's quite unique in India, both because we have different rental practices and different availability, lease structures, all those expectations city to city, but also because our clients are looking for a wide range of budget experience, and you're looking for something that provides it's clean and safe and healthy, and that well-being factor is an important part of any options that you're providing. But it needs to be that range of budgets, and that's quite unique to India, well, quite highlighted in India, I'd say. So having created options for our clients to consider in that region has been one of the areas that I think we've excelled here with Weichert.
And I would imagine that the depth of the expertise is so critical in that case.
Yeah, I think the reality is it's also around our collaboration. So we've got fantastic partners here in India, and even before we opened our office and we started working directly in the country, we've been working here for a long time. And the success of that is through our really strong partnerships through our supply chain and those models that we've evolved and created.
So when it comes to our partners or ourselves, how does local delivery improve the employee experience, particularly in a place like India?
Yeah, from a very simple basis, time zone. For a start, a local delivery team means that our team is in the same time zone, they're in the same market, they're in the same culture, of course, as the employees they're looking after, so they're able to respond more quickly. Our model allows us to bill locally, to provide the service locally, and to manage those relationships with those suppliers locally. And that just means that the experience for the employee is a very proactive and capable local experience. But I think finally, it's the knowledge that our team bring. And I know you're going to ask Salim more about that, but that depth of understanding of what it's like to live and to work and to experience India creates a level of confidence for our employees that they're being cared for by people who know exactly what to expect.
Well, and I think that would probably also give a lot of confidence to our clients as well, because they often ask whether a supplier has extensive experience in a particular region. What strengths does Weichert bring to managing mobility and policies in India?
Recently, in the last year, we've managed relocations to more than, I think it's 98 locations across India, which I think is a big strength. India is just not one size fits all. So understanding all of those markets and the differentiators between them and the dynamics and expectations, both culturally, but also just logistically is huge. The other side, as I mentioned before, is that those trusted suppliers we have in the country, and we can't underestimate just the value of the fact that our supply chain is absolutely part of our team. That local knowledge and that presence has been accelerated through having Salim and the team here. They can continue to build on those relationships and continue to grow those and develop them in a way that our clients need. And that's where we've had that strength, I think, in being open-minded to go, okay, what do our clients need here? It might not look exactly the same as it might look in England or Australia, but it is what the clients need in this country. And so we work well with those providers. So I think those are our strengths here.
Yeah. You touched upon something that reminded me, something in our advisory services. We're constantly asked to develop policies that are global in structure, but reflect the local practices. And many organizations, they need that consistency across countries while addressing the local requirements. How do we balance global program standards while respecting India's local realities?
Our team in India operate under the exact same service standards as anywhere else in the world. They have the same expectations as we have everywhere else in the world. We are trained through a central team of learning and development function we have here at Weichert. So all of that technical training is consistent. So when you start in India, or you start anywhere in the world, you have a similar experience. And then we ensure that consistency through connection through our leadership teams as well. So yes, there's flexibility in the application of it locally, but the way that you provide the service is really consistent globally. So the clients know they're getting the governance, they get the reporting, they get all the compliance that they need, but the employees are providing that service in a very consistent manner. So whether your mobility advisor is somebody who's based in Singapore or somebody based in Bangalore, it is the same high quality service expectation and that care and attention that makes Weichert good at what we do.
Yeah. And we're all tapped into the same Go system. So we're all accessing the same data, even if it's done on a different time zone. So I was wondering if you could both tell me a little bit about the billing requirements or our ability to bill an invoice within the region. Jane?
Yeah. One of the reasons that we are in India is to be able to support our clients with the local currency invoicing and to be able to have INR billing available to clients. So absolutely, we can offer and do offer INR expense payments and also INR invoicing to clients. Salim, I don't know, is there anything else in particular around the complexities of billing in India?
No, I think you've pretty much covered it because we are capable enough of going ahead and billing our clients locally over here. We have all the documents ready with us.
So the consistency that our clients expect, they can also receive when moving their employees throughout India.
Yeah.
Great. So I want to give you an opportunity to brag a little bit. What feedback do clients and employees typically give about the value of local expertise during a relocation?
I think the feedback we hear the most often is just how that local expertise builds confidence. So when you're moving, like when people move from one place to another, whether it's within India or it's across the world, can be quite overwhelming. There's a lot of things to know, and having somebody who really knows the local market and understands what that experience is going to be, what the services are that you're going to need in that country, and how to support you through that experience, it just makes a huge difference in your confidence in moving, whether you're moving to here or from another country or from within India.
So having strong programs and services is important, but they're only as good as the team delivering them. Salim, you've worked closely with clients and employees throughout the region and have helped build the team supporting this market. Can you tell us a little bit about our India operations?
Our India team is made up of highly experienced global mobility professionals with an average 7 years of industry experience. And these mobility advisors have worked in RMZs as well as in the corporate sectors as well. So they know how the global mobility industry works from a client perspective as well. And they know the nuances, what is the impact, how soon they need to go ahead and respond to those emails on a timely manner. As Jane mentioned, from the India time zone, it becomes much more convenient for the mobility advisors and the assignees to connect at the same time and get those services in a very quick around time. So that helps them out. And considering that the mobility advisors have good amount of experience, they also know who are the local vendors over here in the Indian market. At times of last minute authorizations, they know whom to connect over a call and tell them to connect with the relocating employee immediately and sort out that particular issue and deliver those services in a quick turnaround time.
That's excellent. So 7 years of tenure, wealth of relationship building skills with our suppliers in region. Can you tell us what else makes our India team uniquely qualified to support global mobility clients and their employees?
So the other experiences which these mobility advisors have in our office here in Bangalore is the extensive knowledge on the household goods shipment. Though they are working as mobility advisors, they completely know what exactly happens within the shipment industry. Along with that, when it comes to the destination services providers, so they know what the local market is within southern part of India or the northern part of India, who those partners are, when to connect with them, and they understand even the housing market over there. And along with that, when it comes to the vendor management, they know how to get the work done. The policy administration, they're well versed because they just don't work on one particular client. They work with multiple clients, and uh, even if I call them up at the middle of the night, they know what are these policies these relocating employees are entitled for, and these are the superstars who know how to manage the end-to-end assignments of the relocating employees.
Can you tell us a little bit about the types of mobility programs and employee moves that the team supports?
At this point of time, Jane, I can think of the campus hires, the interns, and then also the international ones coming into India on a short-term assignment. Then also the permanent transfers. So these are the program types which we see our mobility advisors are supporting.
No, it's excellent. So how does our team's local market expertise benefit clients on a day-to-day basis?
I would say that, they have that local knowledge of navigating the services at that given point of time on a day-to-day basis, whether it's understanding the regional practices. So maybe the services which are required in Chennai might not be applicable here in Bangalore. The contacts which they have with regards to the housing markets or even managing the cultural considerations, they know the situation of that particular assignment, and accordingly they go ahead and deliver it because each case differs from another one.
Mm-hmm. And what do clients value most about having experienced mobility professionals on the ground in India?
So the USP, what I feel is then that, they don't have to worry about it because they know they're in the safe hands. That's the reason why they have signed the contract with us. And our mobility advisors are also, capable enough of understanding that scenario. So the mobility advisors keep themselves in the shoes of the relocating employee and understand what are the benefits or what are the services he initially would like to avail. Accordingly, they would go ahead and then tailor, customize those requirements and provide the services.
That's so critical, isn't it? Is being able to step into their shoes. It's that level of empathy that I think is reassuring when you're leaving the entire journey in the hands of experienced professionals. Please tell me, what are you most excited about as we continue to grow our presence in Bangalore and throughout India?
For me, as if now, I see a lot of, corporates are already getting in touch with me in terms to understand, saying that where is your office at the moment so that we can, come and meet you. Apart from that, I see a lot of partners coming and visiting our office, and they're excited to, partner along with us and provide services to our clients. And that has been taken care by our supply chain. So what I do is I initially have those meet and greet session with the suppliers. Then those particular conversations goes ahead with our SCM team, and then they go ahead and take those conversations ahead. Over the period of time, people within a short span of 3 months, I see that a lot of corporates are aware about Weichert, which they were not aware earlier. And now I see a lot of relocating employees, the mobility professionals also reaching out to me, and they're trying to figure out whether they have any opportunities over here to grow themselves.
Wow.
And everybody has a good perception about our organization, and it is a positive response which I see in our region at this point of time. And looking forward to go ahead and meet a lot of mobility professionals and help them in their relocation requirements in the days to come.
I mean, this is so exciting for all of us, and we're really looking forward to what's going to be happening over the next few months and years. I want to ask you both the same question, though, as we kind of wrap things up. If a prospective client asks why they should feel confident relocating employees to or from India or within India by Weichert, what would you tell them? Jane, can I start with you?
Excellent question. I think the same as probably most of the locations all of the locations that we operate in. We have, as you mentioned before, the technology that backs up what we're doing and enables what we're doing. But most of all, we've got a fantastic group of people that know how to take care of the client's people. And that care is, I think, what differentiates us.
And Salim, would you like to add anything to that?
I think for me, it would be the experienced mobility professionals which we have in our All India office, which has that experience of delivering the services thoroughly and consistently. And within a span of these 3 months, the volumes have been so much that, they have been able to get those good scores.
Great. So as we wrap things up, there's a few things I took from the both of you. India is not new for us. It's long been an important part of Weichert's global service network. The Bangalore office strengthens local service delivery, expertise, and our responsiveness. I also heard that clients receive the best of both worlds, right? They get that global consistency, but the local market knowledge. And then, of course, Celine, you did such a wonderful job explaining that our experienced team is committed to both supporting clients and their employees throughout every stage of the mobility journey. Whether you're expanding into India, moving in talent locally within the region, or supporting employees around the world, our investment in Bangalore does reflect our continued commitment to deliver exceptional mobility experiences wherever their talent needs take them. I want to thank you both for your time. I appreciate you being on this episode of Let's Make Work Happen, and enjoy the rest of your days and evenings.